LockNutz, and you're watching episode 5 of the Misadventures of LockNutz. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, here we are, rocking and rolling, back on Jimmy's farm. Yes, you betcha. Spent a bunch of time finishing up some contracts, getting some money. I think I was sitting right up around $17,000. I was doing really good. But if you guys remember, I was talking about how I have a little bit of a guilty conscience about accidentally busting up Jimmy's stuff. Well, I ended up calling up the shop and just kind of saying, hey, you guys do some side repairs and things like that? And this guy Dominick came out and he kind of fixed some stuff up for me. So we got the harvester up all ready to rock and roll, looking pretty darn good, and same thing with the John Deere tractor. Now, all in all, the overall cost of that was $7 grand. I think it was right about $7 grand. I ended up paying $8. Now, I paid $8 because I actually slipped Dominick an extra grand just to kind of keep this on the down low so it doesn't get back to Jimmy one way or another, and I feel good about my life choices. I feel absolutely fine. No guilt whatsoever. But one of the things that ended up happening is when I was sitting here talking to Dominick about things, and just kind of chilly-chatting around, talking about things, figuring out, what's going on in the community, or there's some things happening, just kind of generally trying to get as much information out of him as I possibly can. It wasn't an interrogation, but I kind of felt like a spy. Yeah. Spy LockNutz. With tons of morals. Oh yeah, you betcha, that's me. Oh yeah. Anyways, one of the things we ended up talking about were vehicles. Now, I'm sitting here rocking and rolling around on this little bad man pajama, making the magic happen. You betcha. Well, Dominick said, yeah, it's really cool, but if you're thinking about going ahead and, I don't know, maybe like not driving everywhere in the world on your tractor that's like 10,000 years old, he might be able to help me out. So this is really cool, because driving around on this thing, I mean, I love this thing, but it's slow. That's it. It's slow. It's old. It has a lot of working hours on it. And, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, like I said, Dominick and I were talking about things, and he actually has a vehicle that is for sale, might you want to say. He said it ran. Now, I actually owned one of these vehicles quite a while back, and I really like it. Got a good, strong motor in it, pretty darn good. He told me about the amount of miles on it, or kilometers, in this case, hours, what we're dealing with. And I said, I'll buy it. He said, you haven't even seen it. I said, I don't care. I do not care whatsoever. I owned one of these vehicles before, so I will go ahead and buy it. How much are you gonna sell it for? $10,000. I'm like, I'm not paying $10,000 for that vehicle. That's a hard pass. Well, after everything was all said and done, he was just, since I was so eager, he figured to just say 10 grand. I don't blame him. I almost did it. There's a lot of self-control involved in all of this, but you know what? I think we'll be good. I ended up paying $1,200, so $1,200 for this vehicle. And he dropped it off because it was kind of at his house. On his way home, I guess he's dropping it off over at the pizzeria. He's like, do you know where the pizzeria that has the really good breakfast tacos and breakfast pizza? I'm like, you betcha. The coffee's amazing there. He's like, yeah, you know the place. I'm like, yeah, I do. Oh, it was good stuff. Boy, I can't wait till breakfast. I'm really gonna want to tear into some of that. Nice hot cup of coffee. Oh, yeah. Coffee's good. Yeah, anyways, I'm sorry about that. He has the vehicle dropped off up here. At least I think he does. I paid him the cash, so I'm hoping that he has the vehicle sitting up here. And it's gonna be absolutely spectacular. Now I'll be able to go ahead and rock and roll, drive around in style. Oh my goodness gracious me, I'm looking forward to it. Now he was saying that he's just gonna go ahead and leave the keys in the gas cap, the petrol, you know, where you go ahead and put your fuel in. I don't know where you're at, so whatever you want to call it, that in there. In the fuel dispensary receiving location. Whatever you want to call it. Oh, shoot, there it is right there. Perfect. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. So, with all that being said, I did all that contract work to get all this stuff taken care of. Get my money up, because I'm trying to get, like I said, $20,000 so that I can go ahead and purchase that little chunk of land. And I have to go ahead and fix up Jimmy's stuff. I could not let it go. I just could not let it go, unfortunately. And on the other side of things, I'm going to have to pay Jimmy, too, tomorrow. Now, Jimmy's coming back tomorrow as well, so we'll end up seeing what ends up happening there. I'll come walk down and pick this thing up in a little bit. But, here she be. Here it is. Oh, my goodness gracious. Would you look at that bad mamma jamma? Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. We're... All right, let me come over here and grab the... Maybe it's just unlocked. Oh, perfect. It is unlocked. Son of a gun. How about that? So this is the Lizard XJ by Dominick. It is 17.82 megabytes to download and is very cross-platform friendly. Now, this is based off of the 1993 Jeep Cherokee? Grand Cherokee? I don't know. I had a, I think it was, yeah, I had a Grand Cherokee just like this, same year and everything. Absolutely loved the vehicle. It was a good thing. Unfortunately, I had to end up getting rid of it. Too many things end up going wrong with it. I didn't have a ton of cash, so I ended up having to sell it to somebody who could, you know, fix it up and do what they want. Great vehicle, great motor. I absolutely love this thing, so I'm looking forward to driving this little bad mamma jamma around a little bit. But one thing is that it would have been nice if Dominick would have, you know, cleaned this off a little bit. It's a little dirty. I'm not too keen on that, but you know what? I guess I shouldn't complain. I bought myself a nice, reliable vehicle that'll get me from point A to point B so much faster. I really can't complain. I can't complain too much at all. Now, with that being said, ooh, the brakes. Oh, she's a beaut. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. So our silage sitting over here, I think, is probably going to be ready to go for tomorrow. Now, like the agreement that we had with Jimmy, unfortunately, I don't get to keep any of this batch right here. But we're going to go ahead, get this up, get it out of here, sell it off, pay Jimmy the money, pay Jimmy for our rent for staying here, which we're going to have to clean some more of that stuff up. And then just kind of see what Jimmy wants done. Like I said, he'll be back tomorrow. We'll be able to talk to him what he wants done with his crops, the whole 9 yards, and we'll kind of go from there. But guys, that's just kind of where we're sitting at for right now. We're doing pretty darn good. There are no more contracts for the day. I already asked them about it, opt in, started heading home, whole 9 yards. So that's where we're sitting at right now, guys. I will probably meet up with you guys in the morning, kind of see what developments are coming in. I think Jimmy is going to be back around 10 a.m. was what he was saying. So that should give me enough time to go ahead and grab some coffee. Whew. There's something about running and talking that's just a pain in the butt. I think I'm going to walk. So I'm going to grab myself some coffee in the morning, and we'll see where things go. Maybe we'll get some more contracts so we can get ourselves a little extra bread in the pocket. But until that time, guys, you guys stay out of trouble, because I know I am one outstanding citizen. Watch out. Outstanding citizen walking through here. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? You betcha. It's silage time. Packed up all our silage and heading on off to sell it all. Yes, you betcha. Oh, man, now I had my coffee. Jimmy should be getting home anytime now if he's not home already. I don't know. Maybe he just said, I should be home by 10. And that was just one of those things, just you know, keep me out of his hair until he got a chance to shower, you know, whatever it takes, you know. So we're going to take the silage off to the animal dealer. And I got an idea. As I was driving on out of the driveway, I noticed that there's a ton of grass along the woods. Now, before, this grass is pretty much just up where the barn is and everything like that. Well, I was thinking maybe we can go ahead and get that stuff cut too. I'll have to ask Jimmy how much land up there is really his, but maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just go ahead and say to ourselves, you know what? I don't care. I just don't care. We're gonna cut it anyway, so we may have to do it at nighttime. I don't know. Let's see, where do I take this and sell it? Drive around the edge here. Maybe it's over here somewhere. But that's something that we can definitely go about doing. Here we go. Go ahead and cut all that grass along the edge. Gather that up. Make the magic happen. Oh, you betcha. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be grand. You betcha. You betcha. So I have, let's see here. Now this all has to go to Jimmy, so let's take a peek and see how much we're going to get for all of this stuff here. $3,221. Okay. I'll make sure that we go ahead and we give that money right on over to Jimmy, because like I said, it was part of the stipulation. We had to give him that first batch. So we'll see what ends up happening. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, to be honest with you. Especially if there's the area that I'm thinking about going ahead and cutting grass, or I should say the area that I will be cutting grass. We're going to make a ton of money off of. If that right there was $3,000, we should be able to make at least double that amount. The only question that I would have would be that silo that's back there that we're using, that homemade one that Jimmy kind of helped cobble together for us. That'll be the one thing that will really be a big wild card, because I have no idea how much that actually can hold in there. But it is what it is. It's not really the end of the world. I know you're probably asking yourself, you're probably asking yourself and saying to yourself, Lock, why are you driving around in this tractor? Didn't you just buy yourself a Lizard XJ? And I'd have to say yes. Why, yes, I did. I did buy a Lizard XJ, and it's at home. It's at why I need my PTO. I gotta have this. Obviously, I'd love to come running on over here, throwing stuff down in style, but I also want Jimmy to feel a little pity on me. You know, I'm gonna have to pay him some money. And with that being said, we'll have to see what he wants done with all of his grain and whatnot. Sunflower seeds, not corn. It's not corn. It is not corn. So there's that. Plus, I owe him the rent and stuff like that, so I want him to feel as much pity as I possibly can. You know, play that card, you know, the pity card. Oh, poor LockNutz, he's so sad and pathetic. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just get out right here. Wonder if you can see me. Just take some dirt and throw it on my pants and on my face. Ah, there we go. I mean, not so much on my face, so wipe it on my shirt. There we go. That way it makes it look like I'm working hard. I only have one set of clothing, and gosh, you gotta feel some sort of pity for me, man. Some pity. Oh, man. Well, it is what it is. So, I tell you what, guys, I'll hop up in here. We'll talk to Jimmy. We'll see what's going on, and we'll kind of go from there, because I have to ask him about that boss as well back there. That white boss, field boss, whatever the heck it is back there. That tractor. Gotta do it. So, hang tight, guys. Let me run in. I'll talk to Jim, who will figure out what's going on, so we know how we gotta proceed. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Alrighty then. Well, guys, we have some good news. We have some bad news. And I think I'm starting to get a little indigestion. Oh, yeah, the tummy is a rumbly. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. So, gave Jimmy his $3,000, and Jimmy let me know that, thank you, Lock, starting next month, you will be having to pay me $7,000 a month. And I said, but Jimmy, I actually, this morning, I cleaned up the shed, the rest of the shed. It's all been cleaned up. We got rid of it. This is good. I thought this was part of the deal. He's like, yeah, I know, Locke. I know, but where he ended up going is he actually ended up going off to this. It kind of was a meeting. He was looking at an investor for the property. And unfortunately, the investor for the property is not going to want this place in the current state it is. So that means that shed that I cleaned up actually needs to be torn down. And Jimmy's going to put up a new shed, and he's thinking about going ahead and putting up a house and the whole 9 yards to kind of take care of all this stuff. Well, with that new shed, Jimmy's saying that I'm essentially helping him pay for it. That's why the price is going to be going up on rent. Like, Jimmy, come on, man. I'm helping you out. I'm doing these things, you know. It's kind of a pain, but I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Let's go in here for just 1 second, because I'm not remembering where I have to go, and I need to get off to the side here for just 1 second. I actually had like an eyelash in my eye, and I really just had to pull off to the side of the road. I'm sorry. I hosed you on that one. My bad. My bad. Oh, okay. Back into the story. So rent is going to be going up starting next month. That is a big downer. Upside is, you know, I'm going to have a shed to put my stuff in. Because he said, yeah, go ahead, put your stuff in there. I asked him about the little trailer house thing that I made, and he kind of looked at me like I'd lost my mind. And I kind of explained to him what I did with taking this old beat-up trailer that I purchased and made it into a little livable shack for the time being. until potentially we have an opportunity to do something about it. I don't know. He's like, yeah, Locke, that's fine. You can leave that there. That's no big deal. Just keep it out of the way when equipment comes to knock stuff down or any development needs to happen. Oh, okay, Jimmy, this is fine. This is not a big deal. I will have to say, you know, about this stuff here. You know, what am I going to be able to get out of this for payment? I know we talked about me taking care of things for you and the whole 9 yards. How is this all going to end up working out? Because I just don't know, Jimmy. I just don't know. And he was telling me that we need to go ahead and I will get 5% of this yield. So, okay, I get 5% of this. This is pretty cool. And like this is really neat of you, Jimmy. I really appreciate that. That's quite a bit. I do have one more question for you. I'm like, sure, Sherlock. What is it? What is it that you need? I was saying, you know, Jimmy, that old field boss that you got out back is like, oh, my very first tractor that I bought. And as soon as he said that, I had this sinking feeling in my gut of just like, well, there goes that. I'm not going to be able to get that thing. Oh, shoot. And I just asked him, so Jimmy, what's the scoop with that thing? Is that something that you'd be willing to kind of part with? Because you got these nice John Deeres out here. They're really, really nice. I like them a lot. And but that one sitting back there, it doesn't seem like it's being used. He's like, oh man, Locke, like I said, that's my baby. That's my very first tractor that I ever bought. I mean, I don't know if I can get rid of it. I don't know. I kind of took a peek at it. It looks like it's in kind of rough condition, you know. Is there any way I can work out a deal with you on that? Yeah, he said, yeah, I don't know if I could do that. It's quite a bit, so I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to take a peek at this. And, shoot, this isn't the right place. Alright, well, we'll go this way then. It doesn't matter. The train station's back over here. And, I just happened to ask him, you know, hey, Jimmy, I know it has a lot of sentimental value to it, but I'm just here trying to do what I can so that I can go ahead and kind of make a good little living for myself, too. That tractor, it seems like it's done you really, really good, and it's definitely been taken care of quite a bit. And I promise you, Jimmy, if you let me buy it off you, I'll treat it really well, too. I'll treat it really, really well as well. And I talked him into it. You betcha. I had the salt in my pocket. I was going to look away and throw it in my eyes just to start the waterworks. And before we got to that point, thank goodness, he bought it. So I am going to be buying myself a tractor. Yes, you betcha. But I am actually going to be taking, instead of 10% like this, or not 10%, instead of getting 5% for this trailer load, I'm actually going to end up getting only 2%. So Jimmy gets the rest, I get 2% off of this. So it's not going to be that big of a deal here. So let's go ahead and get this train a-rolling. Maybe I do have to go over on the other side. Maybe I do have to go on the other side. I don't know. I remember this train track. This is where I was walking into town. I think this thing heads all the way over to Silver Run, if I do remember correctly. Alright, well, I'll take care of this, guys. I'll let you know how much all this ends up getting. And I'll get my 2%. Don't you worry about it. I'll go get that FieldBoss, get it out there. Now I'm starting to have a fleet of vehicles. I think I should start looking at maybe... no, I gotta get that land. We'll go ahead and get stuff taken care of. We'll buy that chunk of land and we'll go from there. Maybe when we're done with all this stuff, we'll go on a little ride in my Lizard XJ and kind of see where I'm looking at buying this chunk of land. So I'll just wait for the train, guys, and we'll catch you guys a little later on. Alrighty then, we'll go ahead and put this away. So that train load ended up getting us $11,600. You betcha. There was a little fee in there. It was more, but after the fee and everything, got her down to $11,600. So if my math is correct, and it may or may not be, I think I'm getting a whopping $232 out of there. Yay. But you know what? Out of that, I also get myself a tractor. So I'll take it. It probably could have been better for me, but ultimately it is what it is. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not the worst thing in the world. But this is a big win. This is a big win, so that means I just have to go ahead and pay Jimmy the absolute rest of all of that stuff. Plus, I forgot about this. Oh, shoot, I almost didn't pay him for the silage that we got, too, so I have to pay him that as well. Shoot. Well, it is what it is, so I'll come up here, I'll pay Jimmy, I'll get my tractor, or get my other tractor. I might get my other tractor. We'll figure it out. One way or another, we'll figure this out. I'll get my tractors back home, and I'll probably catch you guys a little bit more broke, and hopefully, cutting a little bit of grass. Oh, you betcha. My goodness gracious me, I just feel the horsepower in this thing. That's for darn sure. So as you guys can kind of see right there, we did end up going ahead and getting all of that field taken care of. Kind of a pain in the butt, going around those trees and things like that. But when I was out there, not kind of, but actually cutting the grass and windrowing it the whole 9 yards, I kind of thought to myself, you know what, that might not be a bad idea. What is that? Maybe taking and sectioning parts of that field off, plowing it up, and then planting with grass so you can have like a better yield out there. That might work pretty darn slick, actually. Might work out pretty darn slick. Obviously, we got to wait and see how things are going first for that potential field that we're going to look at buying here for 20,000. But we got to get up to that point first. I'm not overly concerned about it as of this moment, but it's just one of those things I got in the back of my head. And obviously, with that chunk of land right there, that is going to be, we need to talk to Jimmy about this one. We can't just go out there and start plowing up land that's not really ours. So there's that. Oh man, but I'm pretty stoked to get this thing. Now, one thing that I may end up looking at here is I may end up looking at some tools, because I have some tools. I built that little house over there, but I might want to look at getting some tools for moving forward on this, because my vehicles are starting to get a little damaged. I mean, I can take them into town and things like that, but yeah, it's got a little messy over here, but it'll do. But I don't want to have to keep driving everything to town to get things fixed and all that jazz. Maybe we might have to look at getting like a little section of land, or not necessarily a section of land, but a little chunk of place to put up there where we can go and do a little bit of repairing. Maybe like a machine shed. Although, you know, we might not have to worry about that, to be honest with you. Depending on what Jimmy's ultimate plan is. To go ahead and rip down the barn. What is he doing with it completely? Obviously, he's going to go ahead and put something else up there in its place. He's not going to just leave it all willy-nilly. But what is his ultimate goal for moving forward with all that stuff? Is he planning on going ahead and just putting up a barn, or is he looking at putting up a barn with other buildings to kind of, you know, make it a little bit nicer place? I personally, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what Jimmy's, like I said, what Jimmy's plan is, because I'm not too sure. I'm not too keen on this. And I guess one of the other things we're really going to have to kind of concern ourselves with is this bunker silo actually going to be able to hold all this? I have no idea. Oh, man, I have no idea whatsoever. But at least I think if we can get all of the silage in there, we'll worry about smashing it down and doing all that other nonsense later. Now, the right side of this silo, from what I remember before, the right side of the silo over here, it seems to spit the grass out or the chaff out all the time. So we're going to have to really kind of look at this one and plan our route a little bit better and try and get more silage off to the side. But I honestly, now that I'm kind of looking at this, I'm not sure how much silage I'm actually going to be able to fit in there. I may have more grass cut than is actually going to be able to handle. So that's an unfortunate thing. I guess worst case scenario, we can look at some other options. I think there's that BGA in town. We could possibly look at renting some space over there, but I really don't want to get too crazy with it being almost winter time and contracts are drying up, the whole 9 yards. I just don't want to. I don't want to get too involved, you know, too involved in something where now I can't afford to do anything, and I'm sitting here with no money, no cash, no nothing. No fun is what that spells. Speaking of what was no fun, going around all these trees and windrowing. Oh my gosh. Cutting the grass, it took forever. Oh my gosh. Oh, break character here for just a second, guys. But with that 3 meter cutter, I love the thing. It's super cool. It's the windrower? I know the windrower's 3 meters. The mower, that might be only about 2, 1.5, whatever the heck it is. I don't know off the top of my head. But, I was tempted. I was tempted to cheat. Oh, man, I tell you what, guys. Comment down below. Have you guys started off like a gameplay playing with smaller equipment, and as time progresses, you're kind of still handcuffed to that smaller equipment, and you really, really, really just want to cheat? Oh, man, and give yourself some bigger stuff just to make the magic happen. I mean, myself personally, I took a little bit different approach for these here. Normally what I go ahead and do is I was just going back down, like you've seen up over by the farm up there, the location. But this, I took 2 passes and 2 passes. So it's like I took 4 windrow sections and put it into one pile, just to kind of make it a little bit nicer for picking this stuff up. Otherwise, I feel like I just get into a position where it's just down, back, down, back, down, back, down, back. And I don't know. It's not that I get bored, but I get bored. I guess I just do get bored. Oh, man. Either way, you know, we're going to be looking at getting, 27,000 liters we got in there right now. Or I should say we will be putting into that bunker silo right now. The question is going to end up being, how much are we going to actually be able to fit into that thing? I know I've said it a couple times here already, but I really am kind of curious. Kind of looking at that through the mod hub again. I know I'm still out of character, guys. Sorry, still out of character. But in the mod hub, I don't know. I don't think it's a hard and fast thing. But myself personally, I kind of like it when you have like the bunker silos, where it actually gives you the capacity on what's the max you can fit in here. I have a feeling this bunker silo with proper packing and everything like that, I might be able to get 40,000 liters in this, maybe 50. I don't know. I don't know. That is completely a shot in the dark. The unfortunate thing is I'm not going to be entirely sure what I'm going to be doing with, let's say I have excess that just doesn't fit. What am I going to do with it? No clue. No clue. But one thing I am kind of sure of, I don't think our other tractor is going to be able to squash that down very efficiently. So I guess it's a good thing Jimmy was willing to part with this. Let's take one more shot right across that so I can get over there. Get a little bit of a running start. I don't know if that's probably not good for the suspension on the tractor, but it'll work out fine. It'll work out fine. Now the next load, or however we get right down to the very nitty-gritty in the end, I'm definitely going to have to look at leaving as much chaff in there as I possibly can. In the back of the trailer here, as I go over that, to have that extra weight, that extra juice, you know? All that jazz, you betcha, you betcha. But, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, because it's getting dark, it's raining, so whatever light we should possibly have left is starting to fade away. I mean, it got pretty dark as soon as it started raining, so we'll just have to kind of play that one by ear, and I'll save you guys the night work or the evening work or twilight work, whatever it is that you want to call it, and I'll just take care of it. So we'll probably catch up with you guys in the morning, and the cool thing about the morning, it's the beginning of a new month, new opportunities. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm not sure what we're going to get for contracts, but I have a feeling that I am going to need to do a contract or two. Guys, you'll never know how long that took. Oh my gosh, that took forever. Oh my goodness gracious me. I did end up going ahead and doing the exact same thing I did before. Smash the shaft down, take the loading trailer up, pick the stuff up, dump it on, smash it down, keep on doing it until I realized that I was coming back to the exact same amount of liters in this darn thing. And I realized I kept on picking up the same amount down the outside. And then I realized that if I back the tractor up right here, as you can see, I've made a bit of a mess. If I back the tractor up right here, dump it right here, and then just kind of back up and down right here, I could get it pretty darn close. And I think I have 53,000. It's not showing me, but I think I have about 53,000 liters in here, and there were 2,000 liters that I could not fit. So I snuck over to Jimmy's, dumped a little bit of it over at his place, and hopefully he doesn't realize that I did that. Oh man, but that was a big old pain right in the rear. I'm not gonna lie, that was a huge pain in the rear getting all that stuff done, but I got it. I absolutely got it. I'm pretty stoked. It got so dark. I actually haven't come over here and looked yet. It was so dark I could not see if I got all the grass out here or not. And it's looking like I think I actually did get all the windrows. So that's, oh no, there's one little spot right there. I tell you what, I won't tell anybody that I missed that spot if you guys don't care. So I think that's a good way to go ahead and look at it. But I was lucky enough, called down to the shop, and they have a couple contracts ready. I'm going. They have a couple contracts ready for me, cultivating contracts, so that's fun. But I think I'm going to ask them at some point here. Remember that little plow I had right off the bat that I may or may not have, I don't know, damaged just a hair? Ooh, that's the wrong side. I'm going to see if they have that thing around yet and if they're willing to sell that for a slightly lower price. Oh my goodness, I really should watch what I'm doing there. I don't know, that might not be a bad idea. I think it'd work out pretty darn slick, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to do that. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit of cash here. Maybe, you know, one of the things we could possibly look at doing is leasing a plow. But again, we have to talk to Jimmy about that grass field that I just cut. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe getting that plow to go ahead and take care of some of this stuff. I could possibly even start working on doing some contracts without having to borrow any equipment, and that would work out pretty darn slick. Make a couple extra bucks doing it, but I just don't know. I just don't know if that is going to work out the best for what we're doing. Or if I should just look at, I don't know, just doing the stuff by itself. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at this, but, oh, what a dream. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's hop in here and we will go ahead and get ourselves rocking and rolling. Now, I think I know where I'm going, but, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I like this. I like this. This thing handles nice and neat. Oh, yeah. I should definitely look at getting one of these. I'm sure they're, oh, I don't know, $500,000 or something like that. I should be able to afford this in, I don't know, 5 years. Maybe. If I'm lucky. 10 years. Maybe this might be on the 15-year plan to get one of these bad man pajamas. There we go. Now, another thing I was kind of thinking about here. I've been doing a lot of thinking, if you guys hadn't noticed. But I was doing a lot of thinking. You see all these toys that are sitting all over the place? I really haven't asked anybody about this really too much, doing much digging. Maybe I can ask around and see what's going on with that. Maybe there might be something I'm missing. But, oh well, I'll worry about that later. For now, we got to get ourselves out in the field and get ourselves rocking and rolling. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on. Oh, sure. Of course, when I need to get through, that's when things end up rocking and rolling through here. My goodness gracious. Come on. Alright, perfect. Get ourselves out here. Cool, cool, cool. So I haven't had a chance to talk to Jimmy yet today, chewing his ear, about really anything yet. But I'd like to try and talk to him again and kind of get a better indication of when the wrecking crew is going to come and knock that barn down. I really would like to know that so I can kind of keep my eyes peeled, eyes open. Maybe there might be something that company may need me to do. I don't know. I'm just trying to look. I'm just trying to get some money, you know. Odds are they're not going to let me go out there and do anything. There's no electrical in the building, so it's not like I can go over there and disconnect the electric for them. Unfortunately. I mean, that was kind of my only hope I was having. But, Alright. Where are we going? I think it's going this way. We're going for it. We're going to see what happens. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yikes. Well, I'm not perfect. That's for darn sure. Not perfect at all. I'm going to bring up the GPS here real quick just to see. Let's take a peek on the phone. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's that road over there. I'm not entirely sure how to get over there, so... I think we'll just go like this. It should work out. I think they'll be okay with it. As long as the contract is getting done, that's really the ultimate goal. Beautiful. Let's get this thing rocking. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, all seriousness, guys, I am a long ways away from getting anything like this. I don't even know what options I have for moving forward. I don't know if this is going to work out well or not. The whole thing with Jimmy and going ahead and tearing down the barn and trying to jack up my rent and the whole 9 yards here, I'm really not sure what's going on. I don't know how long this is going to end up lasting. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing out my welcome. You know, all of a sudden, everything's all fine and dandy for right now because I'm kind of helping Jimmy out. I'm really just kind of staying out of his way for the most part. He's getting money from me on property that doesn't matter for him. But now he's looking at investing into it. And at any point, I could get kicked out, unfortunately. At least that's the way I feel like it is. My head's on a chopping block. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, to be honest with you. Because I really don't want to have to... Oh, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I was gonna say, I really don't want to have to go back and, you know, ask for forgiveness and see if I can hop back in and say, hey, Mr. Tingg, buddy, pal, JK, just kidding. Can I please come back? I don't want to do that. I don't want to get to that level. I want to really try and prove to these guys that I don't need their help. And I can go ahead and, you know, go anywhere, and I don't have to depend on them, and I can earn my own way. Oh man, I can. Whatever. I don't know. Well, we'll see how this all ends up going on, but I think, guys, if you're liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Oh, a ton. Hit that subscription if you really want to help the channel out. It means a ton. Helps out the channel more than you think. The notification bell, oh, turn that thing on. You betcha. You betcha. Go ahead and share this with somebody who likes to cut grass, make silage. At least, if not that, somebody who likes to bribe. I mean, be honest and an outstanding citizen. You know how that goes. Anyways, guys, I've had fun. Hopefully you have too. And until I see you next time, thanks for stopping by.